Hey, what's up, guys? Rickshon back at it again. Rickshon's Music Talk, episode 5. Today we're gonna be talking about some news that's been going around about a lot of layoffs at the major labels. My man Esther sent me some earlier today, showing me that Universal Music Group subsidiary company Republic acquired Def Jam along with Ireland and Mercury, and I believe they're like a operational like central hub for the East Coast called Republic Corp. I believe that's what it's called now, Republic Corp. And they're gonna act autonomy, themselves. They still can do their own thing, but they're just now under this umbrella called Republic Corp, which I think is probably just Universal. I think mashing everybody together. So before this actually happened on the 12th, when it actually happened, March 12th, there was a layoff that happened. I think like a week ago, where like over like 200 people got fired from Universal. A lot of them from the hip hop department and R&B department. And I've seen some things on it. I've seen some news on it just from different individuals now going to podcasts that are no longer with the labels talking about exactly what happened. One of the guys in particular was saying that he knew he was gonna get fired like a year ago because he was up for a promotion, him going to a VP level, and instead of them giving him the VP job, they just gave him a raise at the job he already had. And he's kind of looking at him like, okay, I see what y'all doing here. Because I guess it's more job security the higher you go up the ladder in the music business when the current terms of the major label situations. It's not necessarily about just making money. It's about it's your title, your status. So I think what's happened with the layoffs, right? I think because of technology and how technology is being used now for music, you don't need a lot of people to do a lot of things like you used to 10, 15, 20 years ago. The fact that we can pretty much record everything in our homes, mix and master everything. Artists have a way to reach out to each other. Like, like you can work with somebody from the other side of the planet. You know what I mean? If you're using WhatsApp, you're using Fiverr, these different things allow us to kind of communicate with each other and collaborate and do things. So there's no use really for A&R at this point. You know what I mean? Because and the sad part about it is I think the whole A&R thing started getting phased out even before tech got to this point where we had social media and we were able to actually work with each other, at the pace we want to work with each other. I think a lot of people got lazy. They stopped doing the grassroots work of actually being an A&R, of actually finding talent. You know what I mean? So the second YouTube became a thing and it became like a household thing, it was like, all right, I'm not about to go outside and go look for somebody that's dope, that knows what they're doing. If they dope, they gonna pop. I'm gonna hear about them and I'm gonna see them. Then they're gonna have the numbers for whatever level that they expect the numbers to be at for that indie level, and then we're gonna sign them, take them up to the next level. I think that was the mindset a lot of people had, and it was working for a while. It was working, but all things come to an end, and because of technology, I think it's coming to an end. You know what I mean? I think a lot of those people were people that were fired. A lot of those A&R people that just weren't going out, getting sure bets. Because the funny thing about it, right? Not to jump out the range, off topic, but if you look at like professional sports, they're starting to get the same way. Where the scouts aren't really scouting talent like they used to. Like they're just looking at a piece of paper and analytics. And they're saying, well, this guy, he jumps really high, runs fast. He's not really a great shooter. 6'8", good size, blah blah blah. I don't know if we want to draft him because he can't really shoot. Well, don't you have a shooting coach? Don't you have a shooting machine? Don't you have people that are designed at that professional level to help this person get better at whatever their flaw is, right? What's the point of, what's the point of drafting a person because they can't do something that you have a personnel and staff to train them to do? Well, it's the same thing with music. They got to a point where they're like, oh, this person's marketable. They rap pretty well. They can't really write a hook that well. I don't know if I want to sign them because you can't. You have people already on your staff that write hooks, songwriters, session singers that are writers. Bring the person in and then craft around what they do best and then give them the little aid and the little help that they need and the things they don't do that best, But they stopped doing that. And I think what happens, now that technology is caught up and we're able to do a lot of stuff on our own, now they got this thing with AI. They're trying to get AI to use people's singing voices so people can have, I guess, a reference record they can use where they can use this popular person's voice as the reference for a song. Can you imagine the type of damage that it'll probably do if that gets out here, where you can just like, if you're a songwriter, you're writing a record, and you want to use the AI vocals of Mariah Carey to sing whatever you just wrote, and now you want to pitch it. That really puts a damper on people that are singers, that, you know, are freelance singers like you find on Fiverr, that are really talented people, and they're trying to, you know, make a living, and they're trying to, you know, get themselves established, because people always need singers if you're not a singer. You know what I mean? Like, and with AI generating music and AI generating vocals, that's going to be a problem. So my reasoning for talking about it is, people are probably wondering, like, all right, so what's the big deal with them laying people off and them, like, you know, consolidating all these labels under a different banner? Well, for one, it's a whole new tax break, because now, you know, these companies are under a brand new company called Republic Corp. The way they're going to get looked at on taxes is not the same as Republic got looked on taxes, because now you created a whole new entity with whole new compartments, right? So you're saving money that way. Laying people off, you're saving money, because there was a whole bunch of salaries that you don't have to pay anymore, right? And then the funny thing about it is, I got a funny feeling that eventually, because there's nobody at these labels at this point that really knows, for the most part, what they're really doing. You know what I mean? Like, because they just got rid of all the promo guys, they got rid of all the, you know, the marketing guys, they got rid of all the A&R guys, the guys who know how to put albums together, the guys who know how to put artists together in the same room that they feel like could work together and actually get something good. They just got rid of all these people. So what you're going to have is a bunch of people just looking at numbers and looking at analytics to see, well, if this person, you know, they did this on YouTube, and you know, they had this, they went viral at this moment, so I think we can use this person. Let's push them. They went viral off of one song. What does the rest of their catalog look like? Do they have an infrastructure set up? You know what I mean? Do they have a way for people to actually follow them and actually keep up with them and things of that nature? These are things that these people aren't really thinking about. They're just looking at the fact that you went viral, you got 2-3 million views or whatever, and they think they can market the record that you have. The funny thing about it is, when a lot of these acts that they're going to start signing, that they're going to try this with, they're probably going to fail. They're going to start calling these same people they laid off for a freelance gig job, meaning like, hey, we need some marketing tips. We'll pay you to give us some marketing tips, but it's one job. I know we laid you off because we couldn't afford to pay you every single 2 weeks or every month your annual salary. But what we can do is, we can do a one-stop shop. We need you for this moment, for this situation. Here's a check. Thank you. Now, for the independent person, that's a big look, because it's like, all right, so if they just laid off all these people that were at the labels or at the, you know, the majors, that means they have some insight, they have some knowledge, they have some experience in areas that you need to promote your music. The big problem is, there's going to be some scam stuff going on too, in my opinion. You're going to have a lot of people that may only been up there 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, got laid off, and they're going to hit you with the, no, man, what's up? I'm such and such. You know what I mean? I used to be senior A&R over at Universal Music Group. You know what I mean? I specialize in marketing and this, that, and third. You know, you just send me $500. I hope you get your boost. And you know how this goes. Like, come on. Like, there's going to be a bunch of people definitely trying to pull that one off. So I would advise all of the indie people to vet like crazy these people you start seeing popping up with their own businesses, their own situations they've created now, because they no longer are with the major labels. They're doing their own thing. They're building their own brand, and they're throwing around the name Universal Music Group as weight, as clout, to try to get you to want to invest in what they're doing, so because they say they can help you. Vet the person. I'm not saying they're going to all be scams. No, they're going to have people that really know what they're doing, that's really about that, and they're going to have people that probably was like next to the guy that was doing all that. But because he was in the building and he got a check from them, he can use the name of, hey, I used to work at Universal Music Group. You know what I mean? So you have to really seriously look at whoever you're talking to if you're trying to get that, you know, that extra push from somebody who has the experience. Because sadly to say, they laid off about a good number of people. I think they had like 20 years in the business. So 20 years in the major label situations, you know a lot. You've seen a lot. And you probably can predict what's happening next. What I think is happening next is country music is going to be the forefront. I think it's a battle between country and Afro beats music, because that seems to be the two that they're trying to pump. And I think they're trying to figure out which one's going to really pop, which one's going to really define the generation. Excuse me. Which one's going to really help us maintain our financial gain that we were making through hip hop. And to be honest with you, I think it's going to be country. I think country's going to win because country's already selling. It's been selling, even though it wasn't like getting the big camera in front of it. Every time you watched the Grammys, you saw somebody walking away with a Grammy that was a country music artist. And you're like, who the heck was that? Or where they come from? Like, because we don't listen to country like that, most of us. But the funny thing about it is, there's a lot of black country artists that are trap rap artists influenced, kind of like where the twang and the way they're singing is country, but the production sounds like a blend of country and trap. And I definitely can see, people that are doing it right sound pretty good doing it. But I can definitely see this overhaul of that type of country black. I want to call it black country music. I don't know why I keep doing it. That black country music taking over. So what happens to hip hop? You're probably wondering. Hip hop gets put in the same place that jazz and soul music went. It's still around. It didn't stop. There's still new jazz albums dropping every year. There's still new soul albums dropping every year. You know what I mean? It's just that, there's not going to have the marketing dollars behind it like it used to. So you have to do some homework if you want to find some new, music or new artists in hip hop. They're just not going to force feed you the information like they used to. Y'all got to look around, got to look, high and low, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? And I think the reason because of that, because it's kind of sad, me being a hip hop person, hip hop fan, it's kind of sad to see us kind of lose that spot. But it's kind of our own fault. It's kind of our own fault because too much gatekeeping was going on. And what I mean by gatekeeping, because there's so many different definitions for it. There's so many people that have their take on what gatekeeping is. But for me, gatekeeping is like, you're not thinking about the art first. You think about yourself and you think about your own egotistical gains from whatever you're trying to do. We had a lot of people across the board, across the nation, that were putting their friends, their cousin's friend, their sister's boyfriend, whoever, into the business, into the game that wasn't necessarily qualified. But because they knew the person that was in the door, they got in. And that brought the quality of the music down like crazy. Like people still say to this day, they say that like 1992 or 1993 might have been the greatest year in like hip hop history in terms of just like albums coming out, and just the level of talent and the diversity you saw in hip hop for so many people to drop in albums. You don't really see that much nowadays. Everyone sounds the same. Everyone doing the same thing. Everyone has the same look. Everyone has the same objective, the same music. I think Eric Sermon said, he went to a party, like an industry party, and he was like, in the one room that he's playing, like the new age rap or whatever, and like nobody was dancing. It was like women there, the fellas is there, and nobody was dancing with each other. Everybody was just looking around, like the women looking around, like just talking or whatever, conversing. He said the fellas was just standing there looking tough, like he's waiting for something to pop off so he can start shooting. Like, he's like, this ain't, but they telling you with a straight face, oh, it's lit in here, man, it's lit. He's like, no, it's not. Like, nobody's doing nothing. Ain't nobody dancing. But then you go to the Afro beats room, you know what I'm saying? He said they was going crazy in there. You know what I mean? Everybody dancing, having a great time. Men, women mixing it up. You know what I mean? He was like, yeah, this is what we about to head to. Because hip hop has gotten to a point where you can't even enjoy it in a social setting. Because the music you guys are pumping is music about killing somebody. Like nobody wants to listen to that in a coffee shop or listen to that when they, doing aerobics or listen to that when they trying to do a house party. It's not going to get the vibe going, man. So I think, because we allowed hip hop to get to such a negative point where all we saw was just the negative stuff, that people are just kind of like burnt out on it. And not to mention the artists that they're empowering, the people they're giving the money to, they're getting crazy trouble with like the feds and people in the highest levels of government, where now these labels are getting scared. because you know these high levels of government, these senators and governors, etc., are hitting up these record labels like, you know, we could indict you on this because you gave him the money. You gave him the money, which allowed him to do what he did and empower the people that he knew underneath him and create this whole situation where people have died, people have lost things, families have been broken up, and they're probably looking at the label like, we should indict y'all, we should put y'all under a microscope unless you change up your flow and change up your formula. So I'm not surprised now that they're trying to move to something a little less violent, a little less confrontational, something that has a little more artistry, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I think country music is going to be a big player in that. But the gatekeeping, to get back on that, is at all levels. It's not like, I'm not talking about the people that's like at the top, like the household names gatekeeping. Like, we all know that some of them kind of do that. But gatekeeping is happening at the entry level, the regional level, where you are where you are in your city, and you know people ain't really doing good business. They saying they love hip hop, but they're not doing good business. They saying they care about the culture, but they're not doing good business. They say they want to see hip hop thrive, but they're not doing good business. You know what I mean? And because these people have done what they've done, and they've stifled the genre, because that's what they've done, they've stifled the genre. This is why we see what's going on now, where people getting laid off, people losing their jobs. The genre's about to stop getting funded. All the big bucks is going into the genre. That's about to stop. And if you notice, it's been stopping because we don't even have music videos the way we used to. When the last time you saw a really good hip hop like video? It's usually from the 7 artists they want to push: the Drake, the Travis Scotts, the J. Cole's, the Kendrick Lamar's, etc. Like, it's like 7 guys they put money behind, including 7 guys and like 2 or 3 women they put money behind and actually have them look like something. Whereas everybody else is they just got to figure it out. And then you wonder why hip hop is in the state it's in. The creativity level is down. Authenticity level is down. Everybody's trying to dress the same, sound the same, wear the same stuff, buy the jewels from the same jeweler. Like, it's ridiculous. But this is the cause and effect when you have people that are just trying to get on, make a buck, help their friend and their family member out, make a buck, and they felt like rap was the easiest way to do it. So I'm gonna just hustle this rap thing, see where it takes me. I put my cousin on, I put my brother on, I put this person on, and they have nothing to do with the music or the creational part of what you're doing. Meanwhile, you got somebody in your city that can go toe to toe with you lyrically, hang with you, and y'all can probably make classic music, but you don't want to help the person. You don't want to collab with the person. You don't want to do anything with the person. So the city suffers because that's classic music they could be getting that they're not getting. And I think, we're going to get to a point where it's going to be stale, where we're going to look around and we're going to be like, yo, hip hop is falling from grace like crazy. And we're all to blame for it. We're all to blame for it. Because there's different ways and different approaches we could have took into doing this thing and carrying it properly. You know what I mean? Like, and if you wonder like who the gatekeepers are at that regional level, it's easily the most established artists that are from those regional areas that still have some clout. It's the DJs, it's the party promoters, it's the engineers. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people involved in it. Just we got this thing going, and I only want to let like a couple people in because I don't want too many people in because shut up. Like, shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you care about this thing, like, the people that are qualified, that are skilled to be in it, should be in it. Because that's what drives the culture. That's what pushes it forward. That's what makes it do something. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, nobody listens to that. Nobody cares about that. It's all about me, I. And then the we is you and your homies, the ones that you F with, that might not even be creatives or artists. And then we wonder why we are in the state we're in, like I said before. I don't want to make this video too long. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't have that much to go off on, but that's pretty much what I've seen recently about the downsizing of the labels, the mergers that they're doing, and how they're trying to readjust themselves because they're trying to move the main genre, the main money maker that's been making money for 20 plus years for them to the side to let another genre kind of step in there to try to change the culture and change the mindset of the youth who are the ones listening to the music and the ones reacting to the music. Because I don't have an issue with drill. I can listen to drill music all day. I'm not about to go do a drill because I listen to drill. But somebody that's 15, 16, yeah, they might be inspired with a battery in their back. They go do something crazy because they heard a certain song. Because music is a vibration, is a frequency. And it does something to you in here. But yeah, man, look, those are my thoughts, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think. You know, if you like this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please. And then, you know, comment below. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think about just the merger that's happening. I think it's called Republic Corp now. Republic Corps. And there's Def Jam, Ireland, Mercury. They're all under this one banner now, operating autonomously, you know, within each other. But they have the same CEO or COO, which I think is Jim Roppo. I think his name is Jim Roppo. You know what I mean? You can look him up, Jim, Roppo, I think that's how you spell his last name. And what y'all think was going to happen with hip hop, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you still going to support it when it's not in the mainstream like it used to be? Are you still going to look around for the indie artists that are still giving you music, still giving you good product, still giving you the best foot forward? They're not just making a song just to make it to get a quick buck like some of these artists have been doing on a machine level. If you're really a hip hop person, you want to keep rocking with hip hop, man. You know, and the gatekeeping, like I said, that's about to come to an end because a lot of these people that were doing it, they're now suffering for it. They're suffering for it. You know what I'm saying? Their careers aren't where they're supposed to be. They don't got the money they're supposed to have. They blew up some relationships. You know what I mean? People that they were trying to, I guess, stop or hold have gone past them now at this point. And now they feel crazy because they can't even go to that person to try to get something from them because there's no relationship because of the gatekeeping and because of the bad business. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? But let me know what you guys think. I really want to hear from y'all. You know what I mean? If you love talking about music like I do, check in always. You know what I mean? Appreciate you guys. I got another single coming out soon. It's called Still Here. You know what I mean? It'll probably be dropping March 18th, most likely March 18th, midnight everywhere. You know what I mean? Pretty soon I'm going to start going direct to consumer. You know what I'm saying? That's a pathway I've been thinking about going. Because streaming don't really pay you like that. You know what I mean? You get like a couple pennies, whatever, here and there. It's really more so that people can find your music easily and listen and then get drawn in. You know what I mean? But I'm about to start doing a direct to consumer thing and putting some special projects that won't be on streaming sites on Rickshon.com. You know what I mean? For you guys to check out. You know what I mean? I'll try to, have some more merch with it, some special prizes, things like that to go with, because we're making art. You know what I mean? We're all making art. And I feel like, for people to buy the art, you got to give them something a little extra than just the music. So, the stuff we're making can become collectibles, so to speak. So give them something that they want to collect. You know what I mean? But yeah, I appreciate you guys checking in. Like I said, Rickshon Music Talk, signing off. Y'all be blessed. Enjoy the rest of y'all day, y'all week, weekend, whatever it is for you at that time when you're watching this video. All right, peace.